Hi Chris, it's Tuesday, September 14th. First thing I want to talk about is all these private videos. So, cool, you want them private, I understand. But when you make them private, can you add at least me, possibly me and Becky, but definitely at least me, that's JGB146, as a user? Because otherwise I don't know that you've posted a video until days later when I randomly log in and see that there's a video posted. Yeah, so that would be quite helpful. So, as you know, I chose Civilization 4 as the game, and I know you mentioned like gameplay as an issue, and I'm really curious, what is the difference in gameplay? Is it that you don't have to focus as much on micromanagement, like someone else was kind of starting to say and then never came back and finished their thought? Or is there something else to it that I won't be getting in Civilization 4 that I would have gotten in a different game? In like Civilization 3. I'm really curious about that because to me it seems like there's definitely plenty to occupy me and there's plenty to do, plenty of gameplay. Then again, I've only played it for a few hours, so I can't really definitively say that, obviously. But I'm curious where that trade-off is. In other video game related news, my boss at work today was not at work today because it was the release date for Halo. So he took the day off. There was technically schools are out today for voting day for some reason. So he was technically home to take care of the kids, but no, he was there to play Halo. I'm positive. He actually Facebooked with like pictures of lines and stuff. It was crazy. But yeah, how cool is it that I have a boss that stays home to play Halo? On a related note, the one time that I've actually kind of sit down and played Civilization, other than when I was going through the tutorial the day I got it, was last night in bed, right? So Becky's gone to sleep, and I'm hanging out in bed playing Civilization, and maybe 45 minutes in, I had, let's see, we were like 2500 BC time frame, right? Everything just goes dark. Computer, dark. All the lights on the front of the computer, dark. So I reach to like feel the computer and discover that the parts of it that can get hot that apparently I wasn't touching were very, very hot, and I had, overheated the computer. So I was pretty worried there for a minute, but took the opportunity to let Maverick go outside and do his duty. And when we got back up, it was back to the point that the lights were back on, at least. So I was able to boot it back up a little while later. I went ahead and let it cool down a little bit more, but I was able to boot it back up, and everything seems to be running fine. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't play Civilization, on something that's temperature conducive and soft and liable to cause the computer to overheat. Okay, so random question, Chris. In the last video, the notes kind of indicated that you had a new camera and it was related to the birthday situation somehow. Can you give me any details about that camera? I'm still over here trying to decide what, if anything, I'm going to do camera-wise beyond the whole webcam thing I've got going on. So, more info? Yay. Less info? Nah. Also, Becky is over there on the other side of the room. Here, I'll see if I can flip you over just to show you the top of her head. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if that worked at all, but if it did, then you just saw the top of Becky's head. But if not, then you might have been really confused. Either way, I'm going to leave that in here because it was probably kind of strange and weird and interesting. But she's reading a book that we checked out from the library. I think she's about halfway through it. That is The Language of Love, explaining how different people communicate their love and affection differently. And this is apparently what our officiant will accept as premarital counseling. We just have to read this book, and then we qualify for the discounted rate of Oklahoma marriage licenses and whatnot. So Becky's over there claiming that it's only $5 once you have this done. So she's basically being paid $45 to read a 200-page book with very large print that I can almost read from over here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Guess the last thing to note today is we are like 26, 25 days away from the wedding. So that's exciting. This weekend, the person that's making Becky's dress is coming up to do the fitting and whatnot. We're a little bit nervous about that because she hasn't really been as quick about communication or about producing the dress as we had expected, hoped. Obviously, we're, a few weeks away from the wedding and doing the fitting now. Seems a little last minute. So we're a little worried, but hopefully everything will be awesome. And then, yeah, we'll see you soon. In preparation, we're starting to take care of things that need to be done for that, and make lists and whatnot for all the things we have to finish up before we leave here to come there and do all of that. And yeah, I guess with that, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Hopefully I'll see it show up and not have to randomly find that there's a video. Oh my gosh. Chris, don't forget to be awesome.